Tanks were first introduced during World War I as a response to the difficult conditions of trench warfare. Soldiers on both sides faced a deadly stalemate, with neither army able to advance far without suffering heavy casualties. The introduction of the tank was a bold attempt to break this deadlock. The British Army unveiled the first operational combat tank, the Mark I, at the Battle of the Somme in 1916. These early tanks were slow, noisy, and mechanically unreliable, but they introduced a completely new concept to warfare. The Mark I was built with thick armor, tracks that allowed it to cross trenches and rough terrain, and was armed with machine guns and small cannons. Inside, the conditions were extremely harsh for the crew, with high temperatures, loud engine noise, and fumes. Although the first tank attacks had limited success, the psychological impact was significant. Enemy troops were terrified by these massive, unstoppable machines. Over time, both the design and tactics improved, and by the end of World War I, tanks had proven their value on the battlefield. Between the wars, tank technology advanced rapidly. Engineers focused on making tanks faster, better armed, and more reliable. By the start of World War II in 1939, tanks had become essential parts of every major army. Different countries developed their own models, each with unique strengths and weaknesses. Germany's military relied heavily on tanks during its early victories in the war. Their Panzer series, especially the Panzer IV, played a major role in the Blitzkrieg, or lightning war, strategy. These fast-moving tanks, combined with air attacks and infantry, allowed German forces to quickly overrun Poland, France, and other European countries. Later, Germany introduced the Tiger I, one of the most feared tanks of the war. It had thick armor and a powerful 88mm gun capable of destroying most enemy tanks at long range. However, the Tiger was expensive to build, heavy, and difficult to maintain in battle conditions. The Soviet Union developed the T-34, which is often considered one of the best tanks of the Second World War. The T-34 had a great balance of speed, armor, and firepower. Its sloped armor design helped deflect enemy shells, and it was produced in huge numbers, making it a key weapon on the Eastern Front. The T-34 proved especially effective in harsh weather conditions, which gave Soviet forces an advantage during battles in winter and muddy seasons. The United States produced the M4 Sherman, a medium tank that became the most widely used Allied tank of the war. While it was not as heavily armored or armed as the German Tiger, the Sherman was reliable, easy to repair, and could be produced quickly in large numbers. The Sherman also worked well alongside infantry and supported major operations such as the Normandy landings on D-Day. Special versions of the Sherman were designed narrow streets. Britain contributed several tank models, including the Churchill, a heavy infantry tank known for its thick armor. Though slower than other designs, it could withstand heavy fire and cross difficult ground. The Churchill saw action in various campaigns, from North Africa to the European mainland. Tanks played an important role in many of the war's major battles and campaigns. In the deserts of North Africa, German and British tanks clashed in fast-moving, open warfare, where mobility and tactics were crucial. In Western Europe, tanks supported the Allied invasion of Normandy, helping troops move inland against heavily fortified German positions. On the Eastern Front, the Battle